everybody, what is up? It's Berlin and I'm back with a second drama video for you today. Wasn't expecting to come back with a second video today, but guess what? Oh, Trisha Paytas just went live. Now, I really want to talk about this because this is something that I found very interesting. Very interesting. Trisha Paytas talking about the biggest lie they've ever told. Now, I don't know that what we're going to get into is the biggest lie that they've ever told, but I think it might have been the start of where their lying started. You know, like where it all began. I think it might have been the thing, you know, as Mysterious pointed out in her video, her first video on Trisha Paytas, where she had all of that research talking about Trisha's school days and everything, and about how Trisha would idolise Britney and, you know, want to be like Britney and all of this. You know, go back, watch that first video from Mysterious, because honestly, Trisha just sitting down on this live and talking, I was like, wow. I was like, this is interesting. Okay, so none of us know Trisha, of course, but, you know, in recent years, Trisha, I think her content's changed a lot. You know, I remember like the kitchen floor videos and stuff, and those to me, I used to watch Trish then and I could enjoy Trish's content then. I don't know about you, but like back then I could enjoy the content. All of this ever since Trish has been with Moses, the whole frenemies Trish arc, none of that has been for me. Like that has really been a side of Trish that I really don't like. You know, to me Trish is somebody who has taken like the trolling way too far and all of that, you know, and it's become like more and more severe, and it's about mental illnesses and it's about people's religions, and you know, Trish, I would say, has gone down like quite a dark road now, you know, sexual assault, a lot of it is about that, you know, and I just think, wow, you know, Trish has really changed in the last few years since I've been watching, like especially the last few years. From what I can see, Trish, the content has changed. You know, I miss the kitchen floor videos. Those I could enjoy, you know, even when Trish was sitting there fucking identifying as a chicken nugget or whatever, you know, all that kind of old stuff. Like, at least that was kind of, you know, entertaining. To me, what Trish does now, I don't call it entertainment. You know, I think it's just, you know, I don't know. It offends a lot of people. It rubs a lot of people up the wrong way. And then Trish ends up getting called out for lies. Then you get people like Mysterious on YouTube coming out and making videos, putting all of these inconsistencies that Trish has said, you know, all of these contradictions together in one video. And then, of course, Mysterious blew up from that video because of the accuracy of that video. So, in that first video that Mysterious made on Trish, she was talking a lot about Trish's childhood. Now, Trish, in her childhood, obviously, like, her mum and dad had split up, you know, much like mine and all of that. But, like, Trish, it seemed, would kind of play both parents off against each other and maybe be a little bit kind of manipulative. I mean, you know, this is going by what Trish has said themselves, and also, you know, going by Mysterious video, which was a lot of what Trish has said about themselves. So now today Trish goes live, and the biggest lie that she's ever told, she's going to come clean, she's going to talk to us about it. And I was like, okay, well, let me watch this and see. And it's interesting because in this video, Trish talked about lying about her dad, how she would go to school and lie that her dad was like some kind of millionaire, but really he was living off of like credit cards, so really he was like in debt. But yet Trish would go to school and lie, oh yeah, we live in a mansion, I've got a stage at home and all of this, and gold tap shoes, and my dad's this and my dad's that. So Trish has lived in a fantasy world their whole life before they were even on YouTube or the internet. Trish has lived in a fantasy world from the beginning. And it's like, well, there you go. That's the problem. It's the delusion for me.
So, when I was little, here's the thing. Everything you think, I think, does come to fruition. And you can, like, counteract those thoughts if you, like, just stop thinking about them and start thinking about something the opposite. So if you get bad thoughts in your head, you can counteract it so it doesn't come. But I do believe everything you think or speak kind of comes to fruition. So when I was younger, I used to tell all the kids at school that my dad was rich. Because my dad lived in California, so like, and I would visit California for like all the summers.
But I used to tell kids my dad was rich. I would leave for the summer and Christmases to go to California. So like back then people just thought if you lived in California you were rich. I think people still think that about California. Not the case. And my dad was like, here's the thing. My dad like put a lot on his credit cards. So yeah, so my dad like would always put stuff on credit cards. So, like he would buy me like Barbies and stuff. I don't know. I just thought that was like a lot of money. But I would like lie about the house he lived in. I said he like lived in this mansion and I had my own like stage. And I remember I like specifically said I had like gold tap shoes. And like, anyways, I would tell everybody this and no one's gonna know because who's gonna like.
So basically, back to the lie. So basically, like, yeah, my dad had his own company, but like wasn't even paying himself, and like he had like a little apartment and stuff like that. But I told him when he was really rich. Well, fast forward to when I was like 10 years old, and my dad sold his company for like millions of dollars, and he has this huge mansion now. And I don't get gold tap shoes, but I do have like a little theater set up in my house or my dad's house. And yeah, I manifested millions for him.
But I know I manifested my life with visualization. When I was younger, I would always pretend people would stop me on the street. Like I didn't really visualize anything else, like acting in movies. Although I did act in movies sometimes. Like I would pretend like I'd kiss the wall or something. But I used to pretend like people would ask me for my photo. I'd always just like, yeah, thank you, nice to meet you. Like I would always do that. Like when I was like a little kid. And who even knows to even do that as a kid? I guess like now, you see it on the internet, but I don't know. I always just envision like I literally visualize people like always asking me for a picture. And now, guess what? Everywhere I go, people ask me for a picture, and it's really nice. And sometimes I'm in a bad mood, and like I feel like I get upset when I'm in a bad mood, and someone comes up to me or something because I'm like, oh, I want to make sure everyone has like an amazing experience.
So Trisha is really out here telling all their followers, oh, all you've got to do to be famous and wealthy is think it. All you've got to do is think it, and then it'll all come true like some wonderful magical dream. Not like, oh, you've actually got to work at it, you've actually got to have a talent, you've actually got to do something that warrants you being like famous and well known, whether that's because you're a comedian or, you're a designer or you're a musician or whatever, And Trish is out here just saying, oh, well, you can just be yourself, or you can just pretend to be whatever you want to be. And then all of this fame and fortune is going to come to you. I don't know about that. I mean, like, I'm all for cheering yourself on. I really am all for cheering yourself on and being your own biggest fan. But I think it's a bit much to, go to school and lie to people about your home life and all of that, pretending that you're really rich when you're not and all of this. To me, I think that's like going too far. Imagine doing that. Imagine going to school and just literally lying about everything. Oh, yeah, my dad's this, my dad's that, my dad's some major millionaire and he buys me everything and I've got a stage at home and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and, oh, my dad's buying me this and my dad's buying me that. Like, that's very weird behaviour. Very, very weird behaviour, That to me would suggest somebody who's possibly like trying to escape some kind of trauma at home, or like, they've been through some kind of trauma during their childhood and they're trying to escape it. So they make up all these elaborate lies to try and sort of, make people think there's something other than what they are. And it's like, I get the feeling that Trish really should have gone to like a therapist rather than like lied and come up with all that. But I think when Trish was a child, maybe people didn't know what to do with Trish. Maybe like the parents weren't aware that Trish was going to school and doing all of this and saying that the parents were something they weren't and all of that, making up all these stories. Maybe the parents weren't aware that Trish was doing that, going to school and just lying out of their arse, to get what they wanted or to manipulate people into thinking, that their life was some lovely fantasy when really it wasn't. In one way it's kind of sad though, right? It's kind of sad. Like, if you've got to go to school and lie about your home life and everything, that's sad. You know, that is really sad. You know, if you're trying to escape whatever's gone on at home by lying to your school friends and all of this, that's sad. You know, I think that's kind of tragic, really. You know, and I know that Trish has written a book. I've never read it, but like, you know, to me that is a child trying to escape trauma, and that's not like funny, you know, like, it's sad. It's just really, really sad. I think that there was a lot that went wrong early on in Trish's life, you know, and from what they've just said in that clip on that live stream, I was like, yeah, okay, tell me that you're escaping trauma without telling me that you're escaping trauma. You know, it's like, it definitely should have been something that, you know, therapists should have been able to deal with in Trish's teens. But of course, Trish's teens, what was Trish doing? Trish was on the internet, coming to YouTube, coming to, you know, all these different things, you know, and just living a fantasy life, you know. So it's like, too late, you know. And now Trish, yeah, okay, they've done well for themselves, you know, nobody can deny that Trish has done well for themselves. But I'm just like, how many people have you hurt to get to where you are, you know? And how many people have you offended? How many communities have you offended, you know? At what cost? And now look at what is happening to Trisha. It's like they're going down in people's estimation. You know, yeah, they've still got some fans, but they're going down a lot. They're losing a lot of subscribers. Like, they've lost, what? They've gone under 5 million on some channels. And it's like, okay, well, was it all really worth it? You know, was all of that really worth it? You know, is Trish going broke? I don't think so, judging by the honeymoon that they've just been on. We will never know. I mean, it's kind of like getting to Oz, you know. You get there and you find that there's nothing behind the curtain. I don't know. That's just very much what I get with Trish. Anyway, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you on this little video. My look is, of course, a Valentine's look today. Yes, I know it's a little bit early for Valentine's, but I whipped out my Pink Religion palette and just decided to do like a Valentine's look on IG Live today. So I whipped up this baby, and yeah, this was just an idea that I had in my head that I wanted to do on my face. So I've stuck on all my gems and stuff. I've got little hearts. I mean, I say they're gems, but they're like really just like, you know, the plasticky ones, the cheap Poundland plasticky ones, but they still work, you know. They give a little bit of sparkle, tiny bit, not like a Swarovski or anything, you know. We're not that posh over here, but, you know, it works. It's a Valentine's look. So, I'm going to love you and leave you. Let me know what you think about this whole Trisha exposing her biggest lie, you know. Let me know what you think about all that. But to me, the one thing that it shows is that Mysterious was right in that first video. Anyway, guys, love you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.